together feels like home. Kindred spirits never alone. Let's join hands and sing our song. Sing our music is the food of love. At this table is more than enough. In this moment, take a breath and sing along. All is well when we are together. Greater, stronger, all is well. All is well when we are together. Greater, stronger, all is well. When we're together, it feels like home. We are together. Let's join hands and sing our song. Music is the food of love. Music is the food of love. Coming together to celebrate life, shining like stars and brilliant like sky. For each other, joy and faith. All for this family. When we're together, it feels like home. Kindred spirits never alone. Let's join hands and sing our song. Music is the food of love.
Good morning. Good morning. This is Beverly Pryor, and I'm the Minister of Unity of the Hill Country in Kerrville, Texas. And it's my pleasure to welcome you to our virtual service, our Sunday gathering. Whether you're joining us live via Zoom or on Facebook, or if you're watching later after this hour at 11 a.m. Central Time, I just want to let you know that you are a part of us. You are one of us. You're one in our heart, and we hold you. And together, let's take a moment of prayer. Let's close our eyes and take a deep breath in. With a little pause at the top, we slowly release that breath. When we use our breath intentionally, it helps us to focus and bring us into this moment. It helps connect us so that we know as we are praying in this moment, we're praying as one intention, as one voice, as one heart, as one consciousness. And from this consciousness of oneness, this consciousness we were taught by our way shower Jesus, who taught us the Father and I are one. We pray, we claim this time, this moment together, we sanctify it for the highest and best, knowing that each one of us came to this moment to receive a blessing and to be a blessing. We claim this truth in all that we know through the consciousness of the indwelling Christ within. We simply say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Amen. Our opening statement each week is also our first unity principle. There's only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe. It's God, the good, the omnipotent. We have a few quick announcements for you. Lost Christianities is in its last couple of weeks. I checked with Patsy this morning. They have 2 more weeks to complete that series from the great courses. And she's also in discussions with the participants about what might be next. So tune in and enjoy those last couple of weeks if you haven't had a chance to yet, or pay attention and we'll share with you when they decide what they're going to do next. I want to thank Jenny and Garland O'Quinn for decorating our altar. You'll see that in the background. They've switched us out, our decoration from the summer to a fall floral arrangement. It's a little bit less work if you're on the decorating committee and you didn't get a call. Since we're not having the campus open right now, there was really no need to decorate the entire building, but it was very thoughtful, and I appreciate that Jenny and Gar came in to make sure that we have the right kind of arrangement to reflect the time of year. And so I wanted to thank you all. My birthday was on Tuesday, and it was a very nice day to turn 61 years old, and my niece was here visiting. And so I put out on Facebook a fundraiser for Unity of the Hill Country, and we raised $795. 770 of that came on Facebook. And then one of my friends who's out of the country gave on our website for this fundraiser. So all of you that had an opportunity to give, I appreciate it. All my family members and friends from Dallas and other places, other Unity ministers and members of other communities that I've spoken and visited with and done workshops with. I really appreciate that reflection of love and generosity in this time. And of course, Unity of the Hill Country can always use all the support that we are open and willing to receive. So thank you again. And I appreciate the birthday celebration. It made me very happy. Our guest speaker today, I just am so thrilled that we had an opportunity to bring him to you virtually. He was recommended by Robin Hackett. You'll remember she was our guest music about a month or so ago. But she said, hey, check this guy out. And I can't tell you everything. We sent out an email. We posted his bio on our website and also on our Facebook page. So you'll have to read in detail about Charles Holt. He's a very impressive man. He's very accomplished in musical theater. He's been on Broadway, Lion King being one of my favorites, Smokey Joe's Cafe. I mean, he has a long list of credits. But one reason I was really brought in was Robin shared with me TED Talk that he had given. So he's done, if you're a watcher of TED Talks like I am, you'll want to catch, after you see him today, you'll want to catch his TED Talk. He's also an author. And as we were visiting a little bit during our sound check, he's actually in putting out his 3rd book, which is going to be amazing. There's just so much to say about Charles Holt. He told me his talk today will be no words, just demonstration. And so he will be speaking, but he'll also be our music guest. So he'll be, we're just going to turn over that whole time frame where we would normally do a meditation, music, then a talk, and then more music. All that time is just going to be given to Charles to offer us words of wisdom and inspiration, as well as inspiring music. He has a beautiful voice. So I'm excited to have Charles with us. But we have a couple of things to do before we get to Charles. And one, of course, is always prayer. Prayer requests are submitted to us locally here by our website. You can also call the office and leave one. You can mail one in, or you can go directly to unity.org/prayer. Silent Unity has been praying with people all over the world for over 135 years in a constant prayer vigil environment. Right now they're working remotely, so people are, the hours have adjusted a little bit, but jot down the number here on the screen or give them I encourage you, if you're a little shy, you maybe just want to submit your prayer request, or for it's something that comes up in the middle of the night and you just want to get it off your chest and go back to sleep. But if you can, during these hours of operation, give them a call. Bless yourself with this prayer consciousness that they offer through unity, through silent unity. But let's take a moment now and we'll hold the prayer requests that we've received, as well as we'll hold in consciousness any prayers that you may have on your heart or on your mind in this moment. So whatever it is that you have for yourself or for another, you would like to send forth, just envision this prayer box that we have on the screen, which is the one that sits in our church campus, and just send your prayers, your requests, your desires, your needs, your joys right now in a moment. Just send them forth. And as we enter our prayer time, we include all those requests. We don't have to know the details. We just hold together in consciousness and knowing truth. So as we close our eyes, we'll take a deep breath in and slowly release that breath. Breath connects us mind, body, and spirit. It also connects us one with another. So whether you're watching live via Zoom or Facebook, watching later in this recording, take that deep breath and allow yourself to be enveloped in this prayer consciousness as we hold right now in this moment. There's no degree of prayer. There's none too great or too small for that absolute good, that perfection, that substance in the universe that we know as God. There's nothing too small. There's nothing too great. There's nothing too insignificant. There's no one lesser or greater to receive the blessings of God. So in this moment, whether your need is financial, harmony in relationships, health and well-being, it doesn't matter. All requests receive the same loving and resounding yes, yes, yes from that absolute good. So as we're in this moment of prayer, we claim as our way shower, Jesus the Christ, demonstrated. We claim it is done. It is done. And for this truth, we simply say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Amen. The mission and vision of Unity of the Hill Country is to live consciously, celebrating the divine potential in all. Our daily word reader today is Patsy Sherman. And I'll stop sharing the screen so we can see Patsy. Unmute yourself and join us.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How is everybody today? Okay, today's daily word for Sunday, October the 11th is prosperity. I am prosperous as I enjoy my daily blessings. I am comfortable with the person I see in the mirror as I begin my day. I am filled with energy and enthusiasm for my work, my recreation, time with family or friends, or time for learning and reflection. My gratitude grows throughout the day as I take part in activities I enjoy and spend time with people I care about. As I prepare for sleep, I am grateful for the blessings of a day well lived. More than money or possessions, prosperity is an awareness of well-being, my ability to enjoy simple blessings. I strengthen my prosperity consciousness as I bless and appreciate my home, my friends and family, and my work. I increase the flow of abundance by sharing my talents, time, and treasure in service to others. From Psalms 23:6, it says, Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord my whole life long. Again, today's daily word is prosperity.
Thank you, Patsy. We appreciate you being here today to read the daily word.
It was my pleasure.
Okay, so this is a photo of Charles Holt. And as we are transitioning and he's unmuting himself, we're going to turn over the next half hour to Mr. Charles Holt. As I introduced him before, I didn't do him justice, but you will get him when you start as he shares with us today. So, Charles.
Hi, good morning, Unity of the Hill Country. This is my first time ever being with you all, so I just want to first thank Reverend Beverly for inviting me, and I also want to wish Reverend Beverly a happy birthday. I'm grateful. I am in Atlanta, Georgia, in a place that never thought I would be, but here I am, and here we are. And so I want to share a song with you that takes me all the way back to my growing up in Nashville, Tennessee. It's called I Am. And just listen to the words and let's go into that place that the lyrics speak of. Okay? All right. I am, I am, I am, I am, An angel asked me, do you know who you are? The question and the answer is not very far. The song of the sages, the knowledge of the angels is living where you reside. You have the key that unlocks the door to enter in that sacred place you haven't gone before. From deep meets deep, soul to soul, feel that connection as the truth unfolds. I am, I am, I am, I am, you are, yeah, I am. You are the answer. Yes, you are the key that unlocks the door to freedom and leads you to me. Love deep inside you. Trust the force that guides you. It knows the way. There's no separation. We're one and the same. A child of the Creator, known by different names. The Alpha and Omega, the eternal flame that burns deep inside you. Do you know my name? I am. From the mountains to the oceans, I am. From the rocks to the trees, I am. All the stars and constellations, I am, you are. I am from the mountains to the oceans. I am from the rocks to the trees. I am all the stars and constellations. I am, you are. I am mystical. I am mystical. I am love. You live in me. And you live in me from the very low, from the very low, to the heavens above. I am. I am. I am. I am. I am. There's no separation. We're one and the same. A child of the Creator, known by different names. The Alpha and Omega, the eternal flame. It burns deep inside you. Do you know my name? Do you know my name? I am. I am. I am the great I am. Ooh, I am. You are. I am. Peace that passes all understanding. I am joy that's overflowing. I am love in abundance. I am, you are. I am, you are. We are the great I am. I am. Whew. So let's just take a breath together as we integrate back into this moment. Not that we went anywhere physically, but definitely in consciousness, the words to the song I Am. And we are that. We know that this great presence is wherever we are. Wherever we are. And there's only one God. There's only one divine presence. We give great thanks and joy for all that is unfolding. But I tell you, when Reverend Beverly asked me to come up with the talk today, I wasn't hesitant, but I didn't know where to start in thinking about it. So many things have happened. So many things have transpired over the past few months. Yes, over the years, but definitely over the past few months, because we've had to kind of speed up our minds and get into pace and what's happening now. And yeah, what happened yesterday, but what's happening now, and living in that world of uncertainty, that world of, I'll say it, fear, because that's where all of this began for me. March 14th, 2020. I just come from premiering a show with the Memphis Symphony Orchestra, and I had all my year up until August booked, speaking, singing, performing, you name it. I've been doing this for 20 years. And so I was excited. And then there was this announcement that was made, state of emergency by the president. And I thought to myself, okay, now I've been through one of these before, because when 9/11 happened, I was in The Lion King on Broadway. Well, we were out for about 3 days, 2 performances. And so I said, oh, well, you know, this will pass. We'll get through this. I was thinking selfishly too, because I wanted to really continue my work, you know. And then 2 weeks later, things are not the same. They have expanded into a more chaotic type of vibration. And in that moment, I think it was the first week of April, I began to think all of these thoughts. And we know, as a principle of unity, thoughts are really powerful. And so we create our experience through thoughts, and they're manifest by our thoughts. Yes, I was washing vegetables in my sink. I was getting ready to prepare dinner. And I remember thinking to myself, I have no idea what is going to happen. I have no idea what I'm going to do. Everything that I do, every stage, literally, every stage that I perform on is shut down. Last year, I was on a cruise ship singing on Royal Caribbean. That's gone. Broadway's gone. But the thought of Broadway being gone was so hurtful that I spun into this depression. I'm still washing vegetables, by the way. And from depression, I went into this deep, deep sadness. I cannot explain it. And I came out of the sadness and I went back into this depression. Woe is me. Oh, woe is me. And then I started thinking about every decision that I had made in my life. The decision to leave IBM right out of college, which was my mother's dream, it wasn't mine. But she used to always talk about the great benefits. Stay with the job 30 years and get the benefits, son. I didn't want to do that because that's not what I was called to do. But at that moment, I thought maybe my mother was right. Maybe I should have stayed, because if I had stayed, I probably wouldn't be in this situation that I'm in now. As a performing artist, it's interesting because we can work 2 years on the greatest show on the face of the planet, and then get a notice, an eviction notice on the door, on the stage door the next day that says the show is being closed. So I live in that trust. I have lived in that trust for many, many years. But at this particular time, as the water is still washing over and I'm washing kale and all of these delicious vegetables, my mind is beginning to sink. And I go into resentment. And I question everything that I've done. And I come up with it. I come up with the answer. I made a mistake. I thought I was on the path that I had been called to. Yeah, my soul loved it. I loved it, but it wasn't right. And I think that that's what the gift was as well. That tough time of thinking that everything that I had done was wrong. I had no words, but I did have in my heart a demonstration. Yet another unity principle is that we're goodness because we come from goodness. God is good. And so all of those things that I had done over the years to share my gifts and my talents, to sing the song of joy, to speak the word of encouragement, the demonstration of mentoring youth and creating this. I have a 501c3 called the Open Frames Project, and I teach young men and women the value of emotional literacy and learning by way of Lion King. So I have done all of this, and at the end of the day, at that particular moment, I couldn't find the virtue of what I had done. Why are you feeling this way? Why are you in this situation? Everything seems to be cut off. And then I think about Jesus the Christ, all that he had done. And then at the end, this is a very great story. But to think those things and to come up with something that inherently was not part of my path. Wait a minute, Charles. You got to think further. But in that moment, I'll be honest with you, I couldn't. I was too far down the rabbit hole. So I went into further resentment and I started blaming my family, my friends for my predicament. Now we know, or I should say, I knew at that time something was happening because I felt it in my body temple. I actually felt it. Those particular vibrations have to go somewhere. And even though I was blaming my father and my mother and my siblings, they weren't there to receive that. I was. I was the only one taking all of those hits on, as we call it, in the live theater. And so finally, there is something that happens to me in the midst of all of what's matriculating in my mind. Have you ever been swimming and been underwater and stayed too long and find yourself trying to swim your way to the top and try to, because you're running out of air? And I remember all of a sudden, I'm still washing vegetables, by the way. All of a sudden, I take this breath. This breath, it's like, and I come back to that moment where I realize I've been washing vegetables for about 45 minutes to an hour. My mind has taken me into realms unknown. And I hear something say, call a friend, talk to them, but be grateful for that resuscitative breath. I tell you, there is something when there are no words, when everything seems to be just washing you in and out and in and out, and you can't get your footing. That's how I felt. And I called one of my mentors and I told him what I had been going through. And I asked him if he would just sit with me and allow me to speak my truth, to speak those things that I knew were true about who I was. I needed to reverse those thoughts that were in my mind and come to the resolution that I was here by divine design. God, the great, omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent, divine, what I call eternal wisdom, was right there in the midst of what I was going through. And all I had to do was just demonstrate. And the demonstration was what I felt. It wasn't necessarily the words. Yes, the words came through, but it was a demonstration. And I began to tell him how grateful I was. And I walked through my apartment and I set my foot to places. And I said, yes, and I have come here. And I've come here by divine design. I don't care what it looks like, what it feels like, because it looks bleak. It doesn't feel good. Every stage that I have been on for the past 20 years is all of a sudden yanked out from under me. That's what it felt like. But the divine in me, that part of God that said, no, you're right where you're supposed to be. There is something trying to emerge that is greater than anything that you have ever thought, witnessed, or imagined, Charles, and you've imagined a lot of things. Can you take that on? Can you step on that stage? Are you willing to demonstrate that? And in my mind, there was this division. There was that part of me that wanted to go back. No, I want to go back to that old stage, that one that I knew for 20 years. Then there was the new thought stage. And I said, God, I don't know what that's going to look like. I don't know what it's going to feel like. I don't know what that's going to be. And all I heard was, do what you've demonstrated for all these years. Trust me. Trust me, Charles. Trust me. I said, but I can't see it. Trust me. But wonder if I don't have anyone to come and trust me. I will send ways in which you can hear. God speaks to us in ways that we understand. And one of my ways is through nature, through the rocks and the trees, through the stars. And it speaks to all of us. God speaks to us in ways in which we can understand what is the next step on the path. We've gotten to that place, or I've gotten to that place, and I say, God, what's the next step? Yeah, what's the next step? Yes, I'm on the right path. Doesn't feel like it. A lot of times it doesn't feel like it. A lot of times it doesn't look like it. But God will send signs and wonders when we open the eyes. That resuscitative breath, I am so grateful for. That was the demonstration beyond words, because all of my words had failed me. They had taken me down this place. But I say that that was goodness, because it was in that place that I found another way of expression. Isn't God good all the time? All the time, God is good. I'm so grateful for this moment. Let's just take a breath together, just that. If it is a time where you feel like you are sinking or you felt like it, I invite you just to take that resuscitative breath, that conscious breath in this moment, and just breathe. Inhale and the exhale of knowing that God is present all the time. This divine presence never leaves us. It's always with us. And sometimes it's easier said than done, but then that's when we demonstrate. Because that which we have been called to do tells us to go. Send someone something. Tell someone something. Speak something. Speak life. Sing a song, Charles. Open the door of your apartment and let that vibration ooze out into the atmosphere, knowing that it has a way of finding that individual or those individuals that need to hear it. That's how powerful we are. We're contagious beyond measure. So in this moment, I just give great thanks for knowing that we are on our divine path, one step at a time. And even if it does feel, even if it looks like, even when situation, circumstance, and condition look a little sour, then we have that wonderful ability to demonstrate. And it may just be picking up the phone and calling someone and say, hey, oh, I'm feeling a little something today, but I want to let you know I love you. I do. I love you with all my heart. That's the demonstration. Because words now can be elusive, but the demonstration we've been called to, because it's something that was given to us even before we got to the planet. So I'm grateful for the opportunity to share with you. And as we continue to demonstrate those principles that unity sets in place for us, to know that we are one with God, to know that our thoughts become, as they say, things, and they do, but we can go back and say, okay, I thought that a few minutes ago, but I want to change my thinking, because my thinking gives me the permission to demonstrate something that is so great and so grand and so wonderful to not only myself, but to the world and to the people around me. So I say, God bless you, and thank you for your time. And I'm going to sing another song here. Is that okay, Reverend Beverly? The name of the song is called Rolling River God. And again, I will invite you just to listen to the words and the lyrics. It's really special to me because it reminds me of my father. And my father's, he is not here in form, but before he left in form, he told me, he said, well, where I'm going, I can be with you anywhere you are, son, anywhere. So he's here. All right. Rolling river God, little stones are smooth, only once the water passes through. Now I am a stone, rough and grainy still, trying to reconcile this river's chill. But when I close my eyes and feel you rushing by, I know that time brings change, and change takes time. And when the sunset comes, my prayer will be just one, that you might pick me up and notice that I am just a little smoother in your hands. Sometimes raging wild, sometimes swollen high. Never have I known this river dry. The deepest part of you is where I want to stay and feel the sharpest edges wash away. But when I close my eyes and feel you rushing by, I know that time brings change, and change it takes time. And when the sunset comes, a prayer will be just one, that you might pick me up and notice I am I'm just a little smoother in your hands. rolling river, God. These little stones are smooth. It's only once the water passes through. My God. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Reverend Beverly.
That was so beautiful, Charles. Thank you for your openness and your vulnerability and your authenticity. I mean, I'm really touched by what you shared today, and the songs that you selected really opened my heart to receive. And thank you so much. And I see a message from Sylvia Reeves in the chat box that said that was great. Thank you. And we're going to have a moment at the end for everyone to open up and to be able to speak and say hello to you. But let's just do our final little notes. And we just want to thank everyone for continuing to give and to support Unity of the Hill Country. And, you know, we've been adapting to the changing situation, just as Charles was describing in his own life. We've been doing that in our own way here and offering services online. And we really appreciate all the support you all have continued to give, mailing in, giving online, every way, and giving for my birthday fundraiser. It was just awesome. But let's just bless all the giving and the receiving with our offertory prayer. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. And I send it forth with my blessings and my love. And I love the song that Charles began with, the I Am. That was just beautiful. So we close with our prayer for protection by James Tillett Freeman. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is.
Yes.
So we'll see you next week virtually. Invite your friends. We're going to open up the lines now for everyone to be able to say hello. We'll go to gallery views so the people at Facebook can see all the faces. Hello, everyone. You can unmute yourself. Was he not awesome? I mean, I'm very inspired. My heart is truly open.
Thank you, Charles.
I see Alan and Paul and Jay and Carolyn and Hetty. Judy, we've got video of Judy this week. Yay! And hello, Danny, Mark and Gayleen, Patsy. I see Kara's online and Jane also. Does anybody have something they want to share?
Perfect message came just at the right time.
Nice to see everybody.
That's for sure.
I know we've all felt those things that Charles was describing.
Yeah.
We've all had those moments where we just want to scream or pull our hair out or do something to let go of that collective anxiety.
Together, we are the oasis.
Thank you, Jay. That's very true.
Yes.
Anybody want to speak up and share something?
Present at the office on Friday.
What now?
I left you a little birthday present at the office on Friday.
Oh, thank you, Mandy. That's sweet of you.
Charles, what was the name of the last song you sang, please?
You're muted, Charles. They're asking the name of the last song you sang.
He's
He's
still
gonna
muted.
mute himself.
Charles,
Can't hear you.
hang on a second. Let me see if I can unmute you from here.
There
Okay,
you go.
Ah,
yes,
yay.
state that one more time, please.
What was the name of that last song you sang?
Rolling River God. It is a song that was authored by a Dallas artist by the name of Nicole Nordeman.
In the title?
Rolling River.
God.
Rolling River God. Okay.
Yes. You're welcome.
I just typed it into the chat.
Good.
It was beautiful. It was just a lovely way to wrap up. And the one you started with, there was a little tiny bit of reverb in the beginning of your song, but it made some sort of adjustment, and then it was beautiful. So
Yes. Yes.
but I love the way you just weave moments
Yes.
of meditation and dropping in and getting centered in throughout. So it was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very powerful.
Yes.
I'm really
Wonderful.
grateful to Robin Hackett for introducing us, and we really appreciate you being with us. And hopefully we can have you back.
Yay.
Please. Please.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Fantastic. All right. Well, if anybody else has anything they want to share, we'll have a moment here.
Another beautiful day.
Yes, it is.
It is. All right. Well, I'll just wrap it up. And then I want you all to know that I love you very much. You're in my heart. Namaste.
Namaste.
Yes.
Love you. Have a great day.
Got to-
Thank you, Charles.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It was wonderful to have you.
Thank you.